It really does, because you could have.
Just because I go back to sleep.
Yes.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and then I go back to sleep. So I did it on purpose.
Yeah, because you wanted to go back to sleep.
I didn't want to go back to sleep. I fell asleep. I was tired. I didn't want to. I wanted to get up.
Then get up.
Well, my body laid me down.
Y'all need to get over that.
I'm cool. She said I went to sleep on purpose. How do I go to...
He always does this. He never tells the truth, and he always breaks his promises. Cause he.
Actually was going on during my marriage that I had no idea about, and so therefore I wanted him to pay, and it felt like I couldn't get anything out of him emotionally. Guys, stop. Hold on. So the only other way that I felt like I could go after him was financially, and I needed like the
child support. There's something called Title 4D, where let's say you go to court, dad is ordered to pay child support for mom. The state makes money off of this dad paying child support. The federal government reimburses the states, right, for collecting child support and dispersing it out. So you think, wait a minute, so if we had 50-50 custody, if we had kids are with mom half the time, with dad half the time, which by the way, research shows is the absolute best for kids, what happens with child support? It's greatly reduced or there's none. The more child support the state can reel in, the more the federal government pays the states. It's a business, you guys. You think and then of course we've got the feminazis out there saying, these deadbeat dads, these poor moms. No, number one, these poor moms fought against a dad trying to get equal custody. All we want to talk about is dads who they're not deadbeat, they're dead broke.
Because why? Because why is she entitled to his money? Go get a job. And women leave 70 to 80% of the time, and when they're college educated, 90%. So why are we incentivizing women to leave? We're giving you a reward, so you leave and you get a check. Yeah.
So did your credit score go up?
Why you took me off?
Mm-hmm.
For real? You joking?
I went down there today and took you off. The paperwork is in the car.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They just start taking money on my check.
I only got $40.
Yeah, they said 41.
But I decided to take you off today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Since you've been very consistent with having Zavia, I appreciate you.
That's my job.
Hmm?
That's my job.
Indeed it is, but still.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's love.
And I had the option of taking you off and leaving the arrears there, but I was like,
you took the arrears off too?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Your credit scores, I see what you do with it now.
Oh my God. That's better than Christmas.
If I had to do it all over again, I don't think I have any children. I love my kids. I tell people now, even though you love your children, if you're not with the father or the mom, a child is a bookmark. It reminds you of the fucking mistake you made that night or nights for the rest of your life.
Right, if it's not planned.
If it's not planned. This is why you got to wear a condom, because all you got to do, if you don't believe me, everybody, on Monday mornings, I want you to go downtown in your local area and go to child support court and sit in the motherfucking lobby. And you would think that you was going to a Future and Drake concert, seeing the people lined up in that motherfucker. It's for real.
thing is, it's business. Like I said before on this show, for men, they pay into the system. Women are more likely to get legal aid. They're more likely to get provisions to support them in a court case.
Yeah.
Men will take their finances from their job or whatever and have to pay to defend their side of the story. So it's a business for the courts and for the women involved. If the court said, boom, everybody's got 50-50, there is no court case.
Yeah,
because that is the most valuable asset.
So I decided to take my son's father off of child support because it was causing turmoil in our co-parenting relationship. Recently, I looked up a few places for him to get his CDL so that he could possibly start his own trucking company, or he can even carry loads and make money for himself. What I decided was, you know what, Brittany, let me change my mindset. Let me help him help us take care of our child. And that's co-parenting.
With this particular story is the suspension of a driver's license for failure to pay child support. The system of child support in America, it has nothing to do with the best interest of the children. It doesn't. Because if it actually truly focused on the best interest of the children, they would consider a whole lot of things instead of just awarding kids automatically most of the time with the mother. Sometimes the father has a better financial situation. He may live in a better environment. He may have his stuff together, but it doesn't matter because the system is so biased against fathers in this country. And any wives that have a husband that's going through that would understand that. If you are a man and you lose a job, you get laid off, you get hurt, something can happen. I mean, that's just life. Now you're not paying your child support. And then one of the penalties they have is for you to lose your license. Now, how is it losing your license is going to encourage and help facilitate you paying child support? That's like me cutting off your hand and telling you to eat with that same hand. You're going to have a difficult time trying to eat with a nub. Well, that's the same thing they're doing when they take away your driver's license. If you want this person to go to work and pay this particular child support, right? Well, they need to get there. And not every city has public transportation. Now, some people say you can get an Uber or whatever. Uber can even get expensive if you don't have a lot of money to be using Uber every day, taking you to and from. You see, it's okay in society to harm predominantly men and say deadbeat dads, and if it's deadbeat dads, we should be able to take the driver's license, should be able to jail them, should be able to not allow them to have a passport if they want to travel. And do you know, with the Bill Clinton been the one instrumental of hurting the black community with the crime bill, but he also hurt the family with all his provisions in 1996. That he's the one to start putting in to jail people and do all these things to someone who owes child support. My thing is, children need a mother and a father. They need both. Their father don't supposed to be locked up in jail. And even if you lock up a man in jail for child support, the child support don't decrease. At least if you locked up for tickets, the tickets decrease while you're in there. You sit so long and then you can get out. And child support just keeps stacking up interest upon interest upon interest. And yeah, some women say, oh, well, you just need to pay their child support. And then they should be making kids. They shouldn't be doing this. They have relationships that break up. And it wasn't no one night stand. It wasn't people just out there, hot dicking. It wasn't any of that. It was just a relationship, and then people may not get along or whatever. And the system is also weaponized against fathers. It happens all the time. And because we have this narrative and this propaganda that it's okay to harm, dads and call them deadbeat, even though this guy, in the way the courts may treat you, is that you could have been paying your child support on time for 10 years. You may have this one time that you down, it happens. And then they're going to treat you like a piece of crap, even though you got a record of paying your stuff like you're supposed to. I mean, I feel, what happened to this woman is just a reflection of the system. And, instead of bickering and all this other stuff, men need to get together. And also the women that support, these men, it could be your husband, it could be your boyfriend or your brother or whoever it may be. And we need to get together and get these laws changed, because these laws are very, very draconian. They don't help the family. And some of the laws that set up, it's like from the old school days when women didn't work, women didn't have no rights. We passed that. Women are CEOs now. Women are CEO of YouTube. There you go. So
make more, they usually waive the child support. There's usually no child support. And in 50-50 situations where dads make more, they must always pay the child support. It's rare that a woman has a child support order that she actually pays. It's rare. If you look at contempt proceedings for child support, it's full of men, and it's full of men that go to jail. Right? If men can't pay their child support and they're put in jail, I think that doesn't make any sense. If a dad's behind on child support, why are you going to put him in jail? Then he can't work and he'll lose his job. Well, the state makes money every day he's there.
I'm going to preface this by saying that it doesn't make me a better person just because I canceled child support. And if you absolutely need that for your child, you should absolutely keep it. But this is just reasons why I canceled it. So the only other way that I felt like I could go after him was financially. I was really stuck at a hard point because I wanted him to just feel just a small fraction of what I felt. And like I said, I felt like I couldn't get anything out of him emotionally. And I'm like, how could like you leave your family? How could like you do this to me? Did like the help? Like I was drowning in all of the bills and I wanted to make him pay. Well, just know when you become a greedy person, it always comes back around to you. For the longest time, so many people, like I allowed other people's opinions, like my parents and just people around me to like pretty much influence me to like go take him to court again. Well, we ended up having to find a whole lot of forgiveness for this man and really let it go because vengeance is not mine. I believe like that's for God to handle. And